Hello everybody, it's Mimberly and welcome back to the channel. So, a couple of days ago I put out a post on my Discord server and YouTube asking you what you like or dislike about the channel, and I got inspiration from this, kind of doing like a responding to your feedback video that I watched from 8-Bit Ryan in particular, because I've recently started watching him again recently. And I wanted to take a moment to really talk about where I feel we are going as a channel and kind of what the goal for the rest of this year is leading into 2026. So I'm going to give the disclaimer now that before I've even looked at any of these, okay, I am not going to take offense to anything that is said on today's video. So if you want to make another comment or put on some additional feedback following from this video, but you are worried on the off chance that you're going to upset me, please don't think of it like that. Think of it as an exam. You are basically judging me and giving me the feedback so I know where I need to improve, and that's such an important thing for a content creator, especially a small one like myself who's trying to, you know, get to where we want to be. And I just want to re-emphasize that I do appreciate anyone who has taken the time to type up a comment or DM me or anything like that. And obviously for those of you who wanted your names blurred, I have done that for you. It will be in the editing. And I wanted to make sure that not only did you feel like your privacy was respected, but I also don't want anybody attacking each other. And if you're not confident enough to leave any additional feedback or make a comment in this video because you're worried about your name being there, my DMs are open, so please do not hesitate to contact me directly, and I will let you know that I've read it. So I want to say that again before we get into this. I'm not going to take any insult. I'm not going to take offense. This is purely to get your thoughts and for me to action to improve. So without further ado, let's start. Okay, so the first comment that we had was from Annie Downs. Now, Annie has been quite a frequent commenter on the channel now for quite a while. I see her on the videos quite often. Them on the video, I should not assume. My apologies. And she's been very positive. So, let's read. So, Mims, your channel was amazing. Oh, it's the first channel I've ever watched Love and Deepspace on, and I'm so happy to choose yours. I also love English. I also love how talk about different topics too. So yeah, the fact that I talk about other things and the different series of games. Now that I'm glad about, because putting all your eggs in one basket is always a risky move on a content creator's part. But I do try to keep the games kind of similar to each other, being like in the gacha space. But the fact that you are enjoying the other series is fantastic. Please don't change anything on your channel, Mims. It's beautiful. Also, take care of yourself, Mims. Just everything you're doing, it's amazing. You put in so much effort into your channel. We're here to support you. Very, very positive to get us started. So I'm actually quite happy to hear that we're enjoying me talking about different topics and things like that, because when I first started this channel, Love and Deepspace was not even on the cards, right? I didn't even know the game existed back when I first started it. And I didn't really know going into YouTube what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do a YouTube channel. I know I wanted to do gaming, but I wasn't too sure what. So I kind of stuck to games that I'd already had some experience playing. So at the time that was Genshin Impact, later on Honkai Star Rail. When that dropped, I started playing Honkai Impact first, but then started having a few commitment issues, which I'll talk about later. And just generally a confidence issue. And I will be blunt, I get scared to try new things on the channel because I am worried that if I do it, some people are going to like it, some people are not going to like it, and I don't want to divide up the community. That's why there's been so many Love and Deepspace videos, not just because, one, I know that's what I'm known for now, but also the fact that it's like a safety blanket. I know what I'm going into, I know how I'm probably going to react to certain things, and the videos just seemed a lot more safe, which again, I'm going to talk about later on, but Love and Deepspace has changed my life as a content creator and as a person as well, and the fact that the videos for Love and Deepspace are not performing as well at the moment, it did kind of hit me a bit hard and close to home, truth be told, because I didn't want the channel to drop off just because you know, my Love and Deepspace videos weren't performing as well. And I'm going to be the going to be completely honest, because I am a perfectionist, I do sometimes get things wrong. And sometimes I think, okay, if I was a viewer, would I be interested in watching this? And a lot of the times, the answer is no. But that's me individually. That's not you. And the fact that I've been default assuming what you guys want to see could be negatively impacting me. And that's one of the reasons, again, I've reached out to you guys today for feedback. And I do really love the fact that you guys are willing to communicate to me when things are going wrong, and like the Discord server is really good for that. And I don't interact with you guys as much as I should, really. Like, I do try to reply to comments here and there, but it is hard to keep up with it. I do also work full-time as well. I work nearly 40 hours a week. Then obviously I've got to record the videos, and by the time I do all that, I just really struggle to keep up with everything. But I do need to get better, and again, this is going to be kind of more about what's going into 2026, but I am trying to improve the membership benefits, as well as trying to get more ahead on schedule. That way I'm not panicking because tomorrow's video is not ready the evening of the day before. So I do want to say, thank you. I do appreciate that, you are enjoying the channel, and the fact that you are enjoying it as much as you are, it really does warm my heart. And honestly, I am really glad that, we're starting off so strong. So thank you so much, Annie. Absolutely adore you, and I hope we see you around more on the comment section in these videos. Okay, next one is from Mimo585. Now, Mimo has commented quite a lot on the channel as well. I believe they're a member of the Discord as well. So, very good face here. There is nothing wrong with your channel, but when it comes to lads, so Love and Deepspace, I think you could try other things not in the game, like fun quizzes, tier lists, or maybe even a Hunger Games simulator like the one I did a while ago in Discord. I could gift the characters I wrote in to make sure all the spots are filled. You know what? That is actually a really good idea. I did a 11 Deepspace quiz video a while back, and I actually really enjoyed it, and I said I was going to do more, and then it completely clocked out of my head. So that's just me having small brain and being stupid. But it would be fun to try other types of content. Again, that does kind of link to me being kind of afraid to try something new. Like, for example, tier lists. I have been talking about doing tier lists on the channel for a while now. And I'm not the best at editing, right? And this is where I think one of my biggest faults is because I'm not very good at editing. If this video is not easy to do, to me it's hard to motivate myself to learn how to do it. And tier lists, I have looked into it before, because I was trying to, at one point I was going to do like a smash or pass on Genshin characters, but I just couldn't find like a tier list that we could use. And eventually I just ended up giving up, and I was like, well, I don't know how these other creators do it. They probably have editors who pay them for it. And the truth is, it probably is just as easy as a website, but it's just not located. I don't know. But a lot of the ones I find are pre-done by other people. And I wanted one which I could fully customize myself, because then I can put in the icons and things like that. Because I was going to do a tier list on the Love and Deepspace myths and things like that. And I kind of want to wait until this new Sardis myth coming up and Caleb's is out, and then everyone's fair, because they've all got free myths. So that way it's not as much of a hot take, because, certain characters have not got more myths than others. But again, I think that's just me not really taking the time to fully dive into how I could do that as a video. And plus of that, I've got shit creativity. I'm going to be completely blunt. Like, Hunger Games Simulator, never would have thought about that on top of my head. So I will definitely keep those in mind. What I'll do is I'll save that as a comment on my computer, as in as a screenshot. And I'm going to look into it and see if that's maybe something we could do for November or December, because that might be a fun December sort of video. So thank you, Mimo. And again, if you guys ever get ideas like that, just chuck them in the comments. And if you want them, I'll give you full credit, because I know I'm definitely not creative enough to come up with some of the ideas that you guys do. Okay, next is Cat McDonald 9734. We recognise Kat. She's been on the channel for quite a while now. She's received quite a lot of hearts from me on the comments over the past couple of months. And honestly, I'm really grateful that she's still here, because I know she was waiting quite a lot for one of my videos, and I took ages to publish it because, yeah, I'm totally a good content creator. But she goes, I like your content. Love and Deepspace is my current hyperfixation, so I tend to watch that. Occasionally, I will watch HSR, Genshin, and Withering Waves. Well, Withering Waves we've not long started. HSR, I'm trying to upload more episodes per week. And Genshin, still trying to catch up to bloody Inazuma, but not Inazuma, sorry. Fontaine. But as soon as we've done that, we will be posting Genshin again, so happy with that. I like your reactions to the cards. Your emotions feel so genuine, and I'm glad that does show. Because one of the things I've always said, and this is one of the reasons I think I didn't end up staying as a reactor for very long, was because I used to have a reaction channel, right? And this was back in the old Undertale days. And don't get me wrong, I still love Undertale, I do to a degree, but there's only so many different AUs of a certain game that you can watch before you get burnt out, and unfortunately that was what happened. I was just doing nothing but Undertale reactions because that's all I was being asked for. And me being an actual people pleaser, obviously, you can see how that went. I got burnt out, and as soon as certain series started suffering because I wasn't uploading those reactions, the channel suffered, my comment section became a little bit abusive, and it just felt like everyone was like coming in on me, and that did start triggering a lot of my anxiety, and unfortunately it just made me fall out of love with doing reactions. Now I do want to start picking up reactions again, but I think I need to be a bit more strategic as how I do it. Like, for example, we react to Cyberspace Malls quite a lot on the channel, and I adore her. I love her content because it's such a unique sort of video that nobody else does anything similar to it. But at the same time, I don't want to jump on her immediately as soon as she does drop a video, because I want her video to naturally get time to get the love and attention it deserves. Then I post my reaction and draw more people towards her. It's like reactors kind of work hand in hand, but they can also steal the views if they're not careful. But creators can also, obviously reactors in particular, do get views the second they're on something. Like, you guys know I will get up early in the morning to get a trailer reaction up, as early as getting up at 4 a.m. in the morning. And there are some nights I'll go, record the reaction, go to bed, wake up, the video's already got 1k views. Then other days I'll do it, and then the video barely gets 500. And this is especially with the Love and Deepspace burnout we've been getting from just peeps in general. It's it's been a little bit shaky, but yeah, I am really enjoying that the emotions are feeling so genuine. Oh, I'm sorry, I've skipped a sentence. I really enjoy tender moment readings. Yes, we will be doing more tender moment readings. It's one of those things that they're short, they're quick, they're simple, they're easy to record, and they're fun. They're a nice, easy video, but again, I don't want to go pumping out so many that you guys get burnt out as well. That's why I've kind of hesitated and waited a little bit before posting them. Plus, if I wanted to catch up to the main story and play more of the memories, so then I had a bit more of an understanding of what these characters were like before going into the tender moments. Because, like when I first started reacting to Love and Deepspace, right, you guys may remember, a lot of you said I was actually pretty good at predicting how the characters were gonna be. So for example, me saying, oh, Raphael comes across as like the mischievous sort of type, Zane cold, which shows his affection in other ways, that sort of thing. And I'm still proud that I did make those calls, but it's so much deeper than that. And me playing through the previous memories and, starting to read the World Underneath stories and things like that, it's really opened my eyes to how these characters are really feeling behind the scenes. So when I am listening to tender moments, they do hit a lot more different. And that's one of the reasons I've always said to anybody who picks up Love and Deepspace, read the lore, get to grips with the lore. Like, if you play the Zane story branch that we currently have, and you hear him say, William, if you've not read the lore, none of you are going to know what the hell that means. But for people like me who had read the anecdotes and the World Underneath story before then, it hit so much different. And that's why I think it's so important that Love and Deepspace players do read the lore, because the game's got an amazing story, and I feel like if you just play it for the gooner side of it, you're not really enjoying the game as it is. Oh, sorry, I've just realised I got more on the comment. I like the Kindled reaction shorts and, of course, the Secret Time reactions. Well, the Secret Time reactions, we know how Mim's going to react to that. She's either going to be, oh, or ah, and spicy. So, yeah, I'm really glad the Secret Times are doing very well. Again, I'm trying to be strategic on when I upload those, but I am genuinely really enjoying it. And the Kindled reaction shorts, that was just me trying to find a gap of short content to fill up, because I'm going to be blunt. I load up TikTok and I see people dancing or whatever, and to a degree I find the whole concept of TikTok and Instagram extremely cringe, because a lot of the time of the feed that I used to get before I kind of catered it towards what I like now, being Love and Deepspace and that sort of thing, it was kids, like, you know, dancing or memeing or like shouting down a mic, and I don't always find that sort of stuff entertaining. Obviously now I get like edits and stuff like that for you know, animes and games that I play, which is amazing because that's exactly the sort of stuff I'm into. But I do find when I was trying to figure out how to post, because they say it everywhere, right? Don't just post on one platform, you've got to post on multiple. Every time I picked up my phone and went to go and make TikToks, I wouldn't know what to do because I'm not creative, and this is, I think, one of the biggest problems. I don't want to, say, for example, do one thing on YouTube and then do something on TikTok completely different, because I want the two, you know, contents to merge together. And I thought, well, the Kindled is one of the, is like, you know, if you see a Love and Deepspace ad, you're going to guarantee to be seeing a Kindled. So why don't we just grab the backlog of Kindleds that I've done over the last year and make them into shorts? And so far, they're not showing the best results, I will be completely honest, but they are showing some results. And that's honestly one of the best things in the world to me. If I were to give some constructive feedback, oh, spicy. Okay, we actually have some feedback. Maybe edit out the pauses a little more. It can sometimes be a little irritating to me personally to be engrossed in a card, to be interrupted by Loki stop biting me, etc. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think, right, the best way to explain this. So, obviously, for those of you who don't know, Loki's my cat. He's a year old, so at the moment, he is what I call incredibly fussy. He will jump up on that, he will jump up on my shelf. As you can see, the bubble plushie is currently missing because it is right by me because he knocked it off. I have started closing the door to the office because, don't get me wrong, I know you guys love to see him, but I will admit, I do find it difficult to stay in content creator persona when Loki comes in, because as soon as Loki comes in, my cat's mum comes out, and obviously I think, oh god, he's gonna go break something, he's gonna knock something over. The amount of times he's nearly knocked over the side of the shrine, it's not good, truth be told. And I will admit, I do sometimes find it tricky because, like, I don't know the balance between showing Loki on the camera, because, you know, cute pets usually translates to more people being engaged, but I don't want to do it at the cost of the attention on the video, and that is something I am trying to learn the balance of. So I am sorry that it has irritated you, if not still now, at least in the past, because I do genuinely feel bad about it. And obviously with me being in a little office, I've only got my air conditioner to keep me cool in here. Anything else than that, I am going to be melting in a sauna, truth be told. Thankfully, we're coming into winter now in the UK, so we're cooling down a lot more now, so at least for the next couple of months, that should be a lot more feasible. But I just want to say that I am sorry if Loki constantly coming up on the videos is bothering you, and I am trying to train him to just be a bit more calmer, but unfortunately, cats will be cats, they're basically children, and yeah, I am really sorry that has irritated you in that way. Also, Mimberly, you're beautiful. Oh, shut up. No, I'm joking. Thank you. You don't need to stop in the middle of a stream to fix your hair. It's fine. See this? This is exactly what bugs me, is when I got one piece of hair that is out of the way. I've not been officially diagnosed with like ADHD or OCD, I want to disclaim, but I have suspected that I do have it. And trying to get a diagnosis and a self-assessment in the UK is next to impossible because we just got such a big backlog of everything going on. So I don't actively go around saying, oh, I'm pretty sure I've got ADHD or OCD, but if people say, oh, how come you're in the middle of talking about something, then you'll go off on a tangent, I do mention that, and I do get very conscious about my hair, because you guys only see like this bit upwards, right? So for all you know, I could not be wearing pants underneath this right now. disclaimer, I am, but for all you know, I might not be. You may also see that my chair is absolutely shocking. It's very low. There's no adjustment settings. I can't even lean back in this thing because my previous chair broke. So I feel like the bits of me that you do see, which is like this bit upwards, has always got to be in tip-top condition. And unfortunately, this is kind of the toxic, mindset of being a female content creator. I feel like I always have to look my best, and if I don't feel like I look my best, it comes across in my mood, and I don't want it to affect my reactions. That's why so many times I will be in the middle of a video, I'll notice something's wrong, say for example one eye's got mascara on it, the other one hasn't, or it's not symmetrical or something like that. It bugs me. Like, look at this down here, I got like a little spot going on right here right now. This has got concealer on it and I still feel like rubbish because I know it's there. And that's just because I have a very big thing about my own personal hygiene, and when I don't feel like I am, hitting that, it does mentally affect me, and I stop pause the recording because I don't want it to impact the vibe of the video. And that's just me being my genuine self. Like, I am very, I don't feel like I have much going for me, truth be told, which is why I do put a lot into my appearance. That's why it's very rare to see me recording without makeup on, because I am very self-conscious of how I look without makeup, and I do get very conscious about it, and it is something I am actively trying to work on. I have tattoos for a reason, not just because, Mephisto, but also the fact that they help me with my own personal self-image. And I'm sorry that I do pause my recordings a lot, but I just don't want me feeling like I look groggy or I look hideous to affect the overall vibe on the video, because every time I record, I am putting myself out there, and I record every video as if that's the first video and last video of me that you'll ever see, and I want to leave a good impression. So I will try to take this on and try to stop pausing in the middle of the recording so much. And again, I know that's something that's been noticed, so I am sorry that I have continuously paused the videos to fix my hair. I will try to tone it down, shall we say. Thank you for making content and for being yourself, and thank you for reading my feedback. Well, thank you for leaving the feedback. Like, you've raised quite a good number of issues there, like obviously being the old Loki biting me, and then obviously me with the hair. And I do need to start editing out the pauses more. A lot of the times I forget the pauses even in there, truth be told. So I am going to try and work on editing out those cuts. I just don't want to cut out too much. I don't want you guys to think I'm editing out every time I've made a cock up or something, because I don't. I want you guys to know that those cock ups do happen, because it makes the whole thing seem more genuine, and then you guys are seeing me in my normal form. But I do need to find that balance. So I really do appreciate the feedback, Kat. Thank you so much. And I, again, hope to keep you on this channel for a very long time. Oh, reading through this feedback has taken a lot longer than I thought. You're really getting me to think, and I love it. Next comment is from Lisa Rose 4435. They've said there's nothing to hate. English is not my first language. There is nothing to hate. Your account content is just fine. There are high views and there are going to be times when views are low. That doesn't mean no one likes what you're doing, so don't worry about it. And that's one thing I do want to talk about, like when it comes to views. Okay, so as a content creator, one of my jobs is to look at my channel and see what's working. What are people engaging with? What are people enjoying? What's bringing in the views? Because for a channel to consistently grow, it needs to retain a good number of new viewers to come back, which then means they become returning viewers, but still bringing enough new viewers to consistently grow. This is where shorts content tends to come in quite handy, because you're basically exposing yourself and saying, hey, this is me, this is my name, this is the sort of content you can expect from me. And I haven't been doing as many shorts as of recent. Truth be told, they just take such a long time, and the algorithm, especially on platforms like Instagram and TikTok, are so up and down that I would rather focus on being consistent on YouTube rather than being consistent with shorts. And there are high views and low views, but when views are low, a content creator has to figure out why. Is it that the game itself is just going through a rough patch at the moment? Is it the fact that the video that I have done is not catering to people's interests? Is it that my video that I have posted is not relevant to what's currently going on in the world? And I think that's where my videos, when I talked about the Online Safety Act and like the YouTube views going really bad, did so well, because those were very hot topics back then. There was a lot of interest in them. And that's one of the reasons that whenever, like, for example, Love and Deepspace drops a new patch or a new banner, I'm always trying to be one of the first people on there, because I want to catch people while the pan is still hot, metaphorically speaking. But I will admit, Love and Deepspace does feel like it's really slowed down these last couple of months, because people are burnt out. Like, we've obviously, at the time of recording this video, we currently have the Dragon Silas Abyss Sovereign rerun, and I've been lucky enough to get R1 Dragon, which is great, because I had base Dragon, I didn't have R1. I've now got R1. However, I know that some people are still holding on because we don't know what the next banner is going to be. I've been seeing potential rumors that it could be a multi. If it is, I am not prepared in the slightest, but I do want to also keep an eye out on the new promise that's coming out, because I tend to notice that Love and Deepspace tends to slow down towards the end of a promise, because obviously by then most people have filled it out, and the players that are playing are just trying to catch up and get it completed before the end. So I try not to analyze the views too much, but I do have to keep an eye on it, because if I'm doing something and it's not performing well, you know, then I have to basically figure out why. Because the last thing I want to do is be putting all my time and effort into, say, I don't know, let's just use Honkai Star Rail, for example. I don't want to be using all my time recording Honkai Star Rail when the people are going, where's Baldur's Gate 3? Where's Love and Deepspace? And then my attention is being taken away from what people want, and then it is also an algorithm thing. Like, if a YouTube video does not perform well within a certain amount of time, YouTube basically goes, oh, that video must be rubbish, we're not going to recommend it to anybody. And that is content time that I've spent time on wasted because nobody's seeing it. So I will try to bear that in mind. I'm glad that you do say that there is nothing to hate with regards to my account, and that the content is just fine. That means that, you know, what I'm doing you're enjoying, which is fantastic. And I will be trying to not look at it such a negative view. I think it's just, again, with a lot of the Online Safety Act stuff going on in the UK, there's just a lot of questions in the air at the moment. And I just don't know how much, you know, of it is the Online Safety Act and how much is it that I'm potentially doing wrong. So, thank you. Okay, I'm going to apologize if I butchered this name wrong, but no Rehicks 5714. Again, apologies if I butchered your name. Lads content in general has been getting low reviews because some peeps are burnt out. You gotta play with the algorithm, like maybe change thumbnails occasionally and look at what's popular that you enjoy. YouTube is just funny like that. Definitely is. I just subscribed and I feel like you just need some confidence because I love your personality and your accent. Hang in there. Am I ever going to get through a day where my accent is not being mentioned? I'm not being mean when I say that. I work in a call center full time, and every day I get somebody ask me, oh, where's your accent from? And it's not like one or two, it's like almost every call. So a little inner joke for myself. But I will admit, I have been seeing a drop in lads, and I think a very big part of that is the fact that certain big content creators are no longer covering the game. And I do think that when, not to bring up the past, but I think when Lexi did stop playing Love and Deepspace, it was a very big hit to us as a community. And again, I don't agree with how the community treated Lexi and what she had to go through to the point that she just went, nope, I'm not playing Love and Deepspace anymore. But I will say I did see a temporary spike in my content, but now that seems to have died off, and I guess I got used to it being like that as soon as the views did start dropping, I was thinking, oh my god, am I doing something wrong? Have I changed something that people don't like? And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, and you correctly said, some people are getting burnt out. And you know what? That's fine. We all go through burnt out patches. I've been lucky enough to not have that with Love and Deepspace as of yet. Obviously, I will occasionally miss 1 or 2 days of doing my dailies because, you know, time catches up to me very, very quickly. But, yeah, the YouTube algorithm is such a weird thing. Like, nobody really understands it. And I don't even think YouTube HQ really fully understands it. all we know is that the videos are recommended based on the viewer interactivity, which is why you'll hear a lot of these YouTube creators saying, oh, don't forget to like and subscribe, because those are little prompts to the YouTube algorithm that you're enjoying that content. So the algorithm knows to recommend that content to other people who have got similar watch history. And it is tricky because, like, for me, for example, if you type in Mimberly, I don't come up. But if you put the @ symbol at the front, which is like the handle, I do come up. And I'm sorry, tell me a single person in the world who is going, oh, you know what, I really want to look for Mimberly content, I'm going to use the @ symbol. Nobody, because most people don't even really fully understand what the handle is even for. And it does get frustrating, because every time I speak to YouTube about it, I just get given basically an automated response. It doesn't feel like I talk to a human, 99%. But I do want to look at, like, other things that are popular that you need to enjoy. Like, back on my main channel before we became this channel, Honkai Impact Third was actually the most popular game. And I was uploading a lot of that. Like, I was uploading that consistently every week. But then when I started uploading it again on this channel, the interest just died. Like, it just wasn't there. And I wasn't sure why. And I think that's just because, you know, Honkai Impact 4 has been out for God knows how long. And because obviously I was producing a lot more Love and Deepspace content, I think it just got to a point really where the interest for that game just really overpowered Honkai Impact 3rd, and that's fine. These things happen. But when I am trying to find something that I want to play that I enjoy, Honkai Impact 3rd isn't as much anymore, and I do feel like a very big part of that is the fact that the game is not in English dub, and because I feel like I spend more time reading the subtitles, and I don't want to talk over the voiceovers, but because I don't understand what I'm saying, I'm having to read it out, and that just takes away a lot from the core experience. So, I don't know, that's just my own personal opinion. I've always said that as much as I love, like, anime and things like that, if I can, I will always watch it in English dub, just so then I can actually focus on what's happening instead of having to, like, look away to read the subtitles. Like, me and Kate just watched some Solo Leveling in English dub, and I think the voice actor did a phenomenal job. And, you know, that's probably one of the best English dub animes I've ever watched. But then we also watch ones like My Hero Academia, which sometimes I will be looking away from, like, what's going on the screen because I'm trying to read the subtitles. And I do feel like it takes away a little bit from the experience. But yeah, I have noticed you have been making a few comments on, like, the shorts, which is great because it means that the shorts are doing their jobs and finding people. And I'm glad that you do like my personality and my accent. I do sometimes feel like my personality can be a little bit bland. And because I'm not a very big, like, how do I word this? I don't want to throw any content creators under the bus, so I'm not going to name them. But I do feel like there are certain creators out there who I used to watch back in the day who overreact. I just feel like their reactions are not genuine. Unless they're genuinely, like, that invested in what they're reacting to, I do feel like they go over the top. And it is very frustrating because, you know, if you're watching someone and you can tell that they're putting it on for the camera, it doesn't feel genuine. And unfortunately, these overhyped reactions is what gets views. And when I was a reactor, I was just being myself. And I had some people saying, oh, well, you didn't really react to this very well. And I was like, well, because, you know, that was my genuine reaction. Like, sometimes, oh, I'm trying to remember what it was now. I did a test recording at one point where I was watching the trailer for a World of Warcraft expansion. I want to say it was Battle for Azeroth, actually. And I was watching the trailer when Sylvanas, Windrunner, turned into a Banshee. And I was like, oh, here we go, sort of thing, like that sort of thing. And I did actually release that reaction just as a test. And a lot of people going, oh, here we go. And it's apparently I'd come across like I was rolling my eyes at it a little bit. When the truth was, I was like, oh, you know, Sylvanas has gone into Banshee mode. You're all fucked, basically. And a lot of people going, oh, this person reacted much better than you did. And I'm like, okay, well, that's their reaction. We're all different. That's one of the beauties of being a reactor. It's every person reacts differently. And that's one of the reasons I've not posted as much reaction content on this channel in particular, because I just don't believe that my reactions are going to interest people because I don't overhype them. And I'm not trying to accuse every reactor of overreacting. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. Just there are certain people who come across like they are. And I think those people overshadow the genuine ones. So that's kind of where I sit on that. And to answer any questions about my accent, I was originally born in Bristol. I live in like the southwest. And my husband's American. So I have like an English twang with American. I don't know where my accent is. It drives me mad. I wish I could pinpoint it myself. To be honest, I got a little bit emotional reading the last one, so I had to take a short break, so I do apologise. But let's continue on. We've got 2 more YouTube comments to go through, and then we've got 1 or 2 from the Discord server. So the next comment is from one of my long-term online best friends, Psycho. Psycho and I have been friends for quite a good number of years now. She's been around since, oh god, I want to say at least since Mimberly was first introduced. And she's one of those people, similar to like other individuals like Spacey, who has just stayed with me regardless of what I've done. And I do really appreciate the long-term support. So let's see what Psycho said. Mim, the channel is beautiful as is. It's not the channel that you need to worry about. You tend to overanalyze, overthink, panic when a video doesn't do well. Yeah, you can tell she knows me pretty well. You fear it's you, then you start spiraling in a degradation rant. Sweetie, don't fix what's already perfect and beautiful. Fix your mind. Well, I'm trying, and that's not going very well. You're doing everything right. You're doing the best you can every day. Your self-doubt is your enemy, not your channel. Be more positive. If a video doesn't do well, it's okay. Another video will do better. Don't worry about it, and just be you. Be your bubbly, happy, British, beautiful self, and don't worry about the algorithm. Views don't judge. The algorithm doesn't judge. Your community, friends, and family will never judge you. So don't judge yourself, okay? Love you, my bratty British bestie. Oh, my heart. Okay. Quite a bit to unpack there. So first off, it's not the channel you need to worry about. Well, I do worry about it. And the reason I do is just because I simply just care so much about it. As I previously mentioned, I know I've wanted to do YouTube for a very long time. I just never really felt like I was in a space where I belonged. And unfortunately, I've got this kind of thing. I feel like I'm an imposter no matter where I go. I get it at work. I get it in my own family sometimes. Sometimes I just feel like I'm too different. Like I don't fit in. Like I don't go out drinking all the time. I don't, I don't play the same things that other people do. I'm not really a big fan of TV. Like, it's very rare for me to actually, engage in a TV show. Like, I don't even pay for a TV license in the UK because I just don't watch live television. We don't even have a streaming package. We just use like Netflix and Amazon Prime Video and things like that. And, I don't have the best social skills, and this is me admitting to a really major fault of mine. I have never been very good at interacting with people because I didn't really have a lot of friends growing up, and the friends I did have were also kind of outcasts, and some of them turned toxic as I got older. I've been toxic to people, and I've lost people because I've been toxic. I've had people being toxic to me. I've had multiple relationships going wrong. My last relationship that I was in before Cade, I cheated on him. I've never shied away from that. I've always openly admitted that on camera. I've cheated. I've been cheated on. I have been backstabbed, I've been pranked, I've had all of that. So I've had, unfortunately, a lot of very negative experiences with other humans, and I get to a point where I get very easily overwhelmed in social situations, and I think that's one of the reasons why oh my god, sorry, my throat is going really bad. Let me just have a real quick drink. I feel like that's one of the reasons why YouTube always appealed to me, because I'm not directly talking to anybody, but at the same time, I'm still talking to an online audience. And if people don't like the content, they don't have to stay around for it. They can just leave. Meanwhile, if you're in a face-to-face situation, you can't exactly just, you know, walk away mid-conversation. Oh god, that's much better. There we go. But yeah, I do tend to overanalyze, and I do overthink, and I panic because I just care so much about this channel. I don't want it to go down the same path the last one did. I don't want it to die, and because the content I do is not very evergreen, it's not going to consistently generate views over a long period of time. My videos tend to, I post it, might get some attention for a week, and then it's probably not going to really be looked at again. Like, if I look at the analytics of my channel, all the videos that are in my top period are the new uploads, because I don't have much evergreen content on this channel. And the truth is, I just simply don't know what type of evergreen content I could do because of the nature of what I do. And that's not a problem. It just means that I do constantly have to pull out something new for the channel to continue growing. And I will be honest, most of my YouTube revenue comes from memberships, not ads. And that's because, you know, some people may have an ad blocker installed, some people may pay for YouTube Premium, which I do get a small amount of the commission, but it's not much. And then you've got the membership program, which I get 70% of the monthly cost. So recently, obviously, we used to have the platinum tier, which honestly, I only put that down as like a figure. But I was realistic enough to know that I was never going to get anyone at that tier. And the YouTube membership program allows you to have up to 6 different tiers, so 6 different prices, basically. And unfortunately, this could be my own kind of problem when it comes to at least to revenue. When it comes to revenue, I am one of those people that I really understand the effective cost of living on people. I am struggling with that myself. You know, I'm having to pay for my husband's right to work visa next year. That's going to cost me nearly 6 to 8 grand. You know, depending on lawyers and stuff like that. Obviously, me and Kate have had to move house a couple of times in the last couple of months, and an approximate cost of moving a home in the UK, at least where the part of the world I'm in, is about 2.5k per move minimum. And I don't have that sort of money sitting around, because usually you got to pay your rent in advance. You have to pay your security deposit. You obviously got to pay fees. You got to go through all of these checks as well. And I hate moving, because moving, as somebody who doesn't drive in the UK, it is terrible, because like, if I want to move house, it is very difficult for me, because we'd have to either A, hire a moving company, or B, we'd have to hire a van and then, you know, drive it that way. But my grandfather is now over the legal age for him to hire a van. My nan won't drive one, bless her. So I can't drive. Cade's currently in the middle of getting his UK driver's license, but we're waiting for tests and stuff like that. And honestly, without going too much into what's going on privately, because I don't really want to overshadow the comment here from Psycho, I do tend to overthink and panic because I don't enjoy my job. I hate working in insurance. I really do. I like the people I work with, but I don't enjoy the job. It's too much outbound calling. I've done that shit. I don't want to be doing it again, but I got to do what I can do to put food on the table and, you know, keep the electric going, which makes this channel possible. I've also got to, you know, I'm a housewife. Well, I'm not a housewife, but, you know, I'm not bound in the house all day, but I still act as if I'm a housewife when I am home. I'm trying to juggle this YouTube channel. And I use this channel because, like, not just because I, you know, want to produce content, but I genuinely enjoy what I do. Like, whenever Kate's not home, I'm working on YouTube, because I simply just don't find interest in anything else. And that's one of the reasons I think that this other gaming channel, when I start really getting this up and established, is going to be really good, because I can play games on my own that would normally be put on the back burner because it doesn't go with the niche of the channel being gacha games, and I can have another space where I can, you know, play these things. And like, that's one of the reasons I made up the request form, because I wanted to see and know what people want to see from me or what they'd be interested in me playing. Now, whether I do that request or not is going to be a different story, but if I don't do a request, I'm going to have a good reason for it. So I don't want to say that the gaming channel is going to be like a dump channel, because that's not the intention, but it's basically a place for me to put all my creative content that is not Love and Deepspace related. And if I do that channel for, say, a year or two, and nobody's watching the videos, and we're not gaining any subscribers or anything, or it's not getting any retention, then there is nothing stopping me from deleting that channel and then just focusing on the main channel. Like, for example, a lot of you may not know that I actually play a lot of World of Warcraft in my personal time. Like, whenever I want to play a game with the boys, like, you know, Kate and I have a bunch of friends in the States, and I will commonly stay up with them on a Saturday evening playing World of Warcraft with them, because I do appreciate my own spare time. But World of Warcraft is one of those games that, because there's just so much to do, I would get overwhelmed. And a lot of the stuff I have played, like, you know, I've done a lot over these last couple of years. I used to play an absolute crap ton of World of Warcraft when I was a child, and I've only just really started re-finding my love for the game, because they've done a lot of quality of life updates that could have been used 5-6 years ago, but we won't go into that, because that's going to make me expose me for being old. But I do overpanic and I overthink, because I want this channel to be the best it can be. I know we've got potential with this channel. Unfortunately, because I'm doing this all completely on my own, you know, I'm not a digital marketing strategist, I'm not a search engine optimization expert, and I can't afford to have one, because they charge you like £250 a week. I don't even make £250 a week some weeks. So I want this channel to be the best it can be, and the only person who can do anything about that is me. And I'm trying to be more positive. I really am. When I see the views dropping, my brain immediately defaults to it being my fault. And this is a problem that I do have. I struggle to be positive when it comes to things about myself. Like, sometimes I look at my channel and think, oh my god, my videos are doing rubbish. And my brain goes, but hey, you got into the YouTube Partner Program. A lot of small content creators will never get to 1,000 subscribers and things like that. So I do try to look at some things in the positive light, but it is hard when you put a lot of time and effort and you really feel like you were really passionate and in a good mood about a certain video, only for that video to not perform. It really disheartens you, and it can sometimes be hard to pick up the pieces, especially when this happens over a long period of time. And I care about this channel like it's my own. I literally care about this channel as if it's my own baby. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Kate and I love Loki, but this channel to me is I'm not a mum in any way, shape or form. I'm a cat mum, but that's a bit different. This channel is like my child. I want to see it grow. I want to see it mature, and I want to see more people coming to us and creating this community that we've built. And a lot of my success at the beginning was because of Love and Deepspace, and I was like, okay, fantastic, we found a game that people are bonding over. So now that game is starting to dim a little bit, or at least for the current times, I'm scared that I'm going to lose this channel with it, and I really don't want that to happen, because I've been working very hard to get this channel to where we are now. I wouldn't have been able to do it with some of my amazing friends, which I'll give shout outs for them later on at the end. But I really am proud of how far we've come as a community, and this channel is so close to what I envisioned long term. I just want to see that come into fruition, because if we can get it to where my head wants to be, this channel will be unstoppable. I'll be unstoppable, but I'm just not quite there yet, and that's why I get, you know, so demotivated, because the algorithm, unfortunately, it is extremely harsh. Your video does not perform well within the first, like, I think it's 24 hours. You can basically expect that video is going to flop. There are people I know who have unlisted the video and reposted it in attempts to, you know, get more of a reaction from it. And obviously I don't do that myself, because, you know, I believe that I'm all okay for reposting content, like for example shorts, but what I'm not okay with is milking it. And that's where I think a lot of creators do sometimes go wrong. But again, I'm not going to call out any individual names, because it's not me trying to shout anybody out and say, oh, you're doing your thing wrong, because it's their channel. They run it however they wish. But a pet peeve that I have is, if you are watching a creator, say for example you're following, I don't know, let's say you're on top of my head, let's just pretend for a minute you're following Tani on TikTok, which if you're not, you should be. But Tani, let's say for example, she uploads a short about her kindled reaction to a card, right? Say it's like, okay, let's just use No Defense Zone for Stardust, for example. You watch that short, you go, huh, haha, sort of thing. You like it, maybe leave a comment, maybe share it with a friend or two. Time to get to 2 days later, you see it again. Okay, show your love again. Then you see it again 3 or 4 days later. It begins to become repetitive and annoying, and that is one of the things I genuinely am scared of. I don't want you guys to think I'm becoming annoying. I don't want you to think that I am becoming too predictable. And I genuinely do get very scared of how people are going to interpret my videos. And that's one of the reasons I do take some days off, like during the week. Like, a lot of you don't actually realize I do this, but I tend to bulk record the videos on the weekends. So on Saturday, for example, I might record 3 or 4 videos, and then on the Sunday I might record 2 or 3. And then Sunday will be what I call my admin day. So editing the videos, putting them on render, you know, getting the thumbnails done, maybe working on a few shorts for the following month. So that's kind of the time where I can just put my music on full blast, get on with it, and then just look at my folders at the end of the day and see that most of my stuff is done. Like, I've still got some kindled reactions that I grabbed the clips for on my birthday, so the 4th of August, and I still haven't converted them into shorts because I've just simply not been able to find the time. It's been over 2 months. That folder has literally been active for over 2 months because I date my projects. And I'm sure Chris in particular, my mod and one of the members of the Council of Idiots from the Discord server, will very happily tell you that every day I am messaging her almost in a panic because these folders are just not going down, because my workload is just not balancing itself out. And the reason for that is not because I upload too often. It's more the fact that I just don't get enough hours in the day to get what I need to be done, what I need to do done, while also taking care of myself. Like, for example, you know, having a shower, obviously working a full-time job, things like that. And like, for example, this weekend on Saturday, I got to go out and do some Christmas shopping, because I tend to spread my pay packet over 3 months to get all my Christmas shopping in, because I've got a smaller family, so I go a bit above and beyond. Then Sunday, I got the Mephisto tattoo being done. I don't know if I'm going to be able to move my bloody arm after that day, so I'm taking that as a rest day. Then I got to work for another 5 days. So by then, you're already looking at videos for like a week that I need to find the time to do it for. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring in games like Withering Waves again, because then I can go ahead, play them in bulk, maybe take a few comments from people, and then use those comments to improve it going forward. But I don't want to bulk record too far ahead in case I miss something that someone may have commented. So that's kind of where I'm thinking with the channel at the moment. I am trying to be more positive, and I will try to make an effort to celebrate the successes more so on the channel, which I do want to start doing. I was thinking about maybe doing like an end of month review where I talk about, like, you know, what the most viewed video was, how I feel the month went, and things like that. I've always not done that because I felt like that would be a bit bland and boring for you guys, but I do want to be transparent when I say that I do not look at the analytics every day, but I do keep an eye on the monthly statistics, and that's the sort of thing that I use to grow. That's one of the reasons I implemented the Talc membership program level now, and which replaced Platinum, so you can now join the membership program for 99p a month. A lot of people are calling me, are like saying, oh, are you that cheap? No, I just want it to be as affordable for everybody, because I understand that everyone has got their own individual circumstances. Not everybody may be able to spare £2.99 a month. You know, I don't know what situation you are all in. All I know is that we're in very tough times at the moment, and the last thing I want to do, you know, is make this channel feel like it's inaccessible to you. That's why I've also opened up the membership tiers over on Patreon. So if you don't want to do it through YouTube, you can do it for Patreon. You'll still get a shout out at the end of the video. Obviously, I can't give you early access because Patreon doesn't automatically post them live. And I manually can't keep up with that. But what I can do is give you a loving community to come back to. I can give you early access on certain videos if you're on the membership program through YouTube. I can give you priority response to comments. I can do that sort of thing because that is within my power. And I just want this channel to be the best it can be. And if I do come across that I do overanalyze and overthink, it's because I want to push this channel to its limits. I want to see it thrive, and at the moment I just personally do not think it is thriving. Okay, right, this is the last comment on YouTube now. This is from Ashley Hilburn. So, I love your accent and love your Love and Deepspace. Sorry, I saw love twice and it threw me off. So, I love your accent and love and Deepspace. I get stuck on my game a lot, so I have been watching yours. I love watching you getting on to your cat. Yeah. I have lost 10 creators because of cyberbullying. I found you and want to keep you. Aww. I'm sorry to hear that you've lost 10 creators because of cyberbullying, and that's not what we stand for here. Like I've always said, if I see a comment where someone is being, like, disagreeing with me, but they're being respectful about it, I will allow the comment to be there, because I am all for people being competitive, like, not being contesting, but in a friendly way, shall we say. However, if you're just outright calling me out saying that, you know, I'm fat or I'm stupid, you know, I've had those sort of comments before. I mean, shit. I check my comments for review once a month because I have 30 days to approve them or they get automatically deleted. I can't tell you the amount of times that the BOOBS word was in my comments saying that, you know, I should get them out more. I'm actually going to go check them now while I'm on video now, because I do think it is important to note that I do, unfortunately, get some pretty nasty comments sometimes, and you know, that's fine. I'm all for people, you know, being completely upfront about things. But what I'm not okay with is people being rude about it. And unfortunately, that does happen way more often than you guys think. I'm just trying to find get onto my comments now so I can, you know, see what's in the hell to review. But they keep changing everything around on YouTube, so it's a bit more harder to... it's just so much harder to find now. Hold on. There you go. I've got to change it here. Right. Here we go. So, I had a comment from... Funny enough, actually, this is one of yours. Did MC get laid? That was on the Tender Night reaction. And it was marked as potentially inappropriate. Well, I'm going to approve that now because it's a valid question. MC probably did get laid for the answer. But... I do try to keep on top of my comments, but it is very difficult sometimes. And, you know, I have very lucky individuals here who, for example, I have my husband. He fully supports what I do. If anything, he has a go at me when I don't record, and I don't record because of a stupid reason. Obviously, I've got Loki, and even though he does terrorize me during my videos, he does bring a bit of entertainment and joy to my life. My dad has bought me a lot of the equipment that I now use in my day-to-day setup. Obviously, some things have been upgraded and improved since then, but he got me started. Like things like the background here. You know, I bought some of this merch myself. Some of this is just like improvised ways of me trying to customize the background. Like you can see, I got a D20 money box down there. Don't know why I put that there, truth be told, but I just wanted to spice up the background a bit, and I am genuinely so proud of everything we've done as a community, and I will never cyberbully anybody. And I'm going to say that. I may tease you, but there's a difference between teasing and bullying. And if I ever like playfully bully you and it genuinely offends you, I want you to tell me. Because I obviously every person is different. Some people may interpret something as a joke. Others may not. And this is where I think sometimes being a content creator is quite hard, because you don't want to assume, but you kind of have to, because you don't want to insult anybody. Like, for example, with, with pronouns, I don't want to assume that just because your name is Ashley, for example, I don't want to assume if you're a male or a female. I'd rather say them, but that is a very difficult habit to get into sometimes, because I'm used to being in a job where, you know, the pronouns are very clearly specified when I call the person, so it just comes out. And if I do ever insult anybody with that, please let me know, because I am trying my best to adapt, as we all are. And it's the same when I'm streaming. Like, I'll be streaming Dead by Daylight and I'll be trying to focus on the game, focus on chat, and then sometimes I miss a comment or two. And I'm only human. I am trying the best that I can to make this channel the best it can be, and I really do feel like sometimes I'm not doing that. And again, that was the reason for why I reached out asking for feedback. But yeah, I really am glad that you do enjoy, you know, the channel, and that you're finding it like more of a safe space. And yeah, I really just want to say again that I do really appreciate what you've all said to me. A lot of that is actually really good feedback that I can take on and try to adapt. Obviously certain, like for example, Annie, like in the variety of games, you know, so I could say don't overthink it, don't over panic. You know, then you got Nori Hicks saying, oh, you know, some people are burnt out on Love of Deepspace, look at the algorithm, see what people are enjoying and stuff like that. And then you got Mimo with the, like for example, the Hunger Games situation simulator. Those are all great ideas that I would have not come up with on my own, so I just really do want to say thank you. But on that note, let me move over to my Discord server, because I've got 2 more comments on there, and I think one of them is a very big one. So let me get on to that, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm on my Discord server now, and I'm not lying when I say that this comment has had to be split over multiple messages. The person's asked to stay anonymous, so for the sake of that, I will be. But they have put positive feedback, concerns and criticism, and final thoughts. So, let's go. Okay, so first off, I want to say that this individual has been very active and talking to me quite a bit recently, both in DMs and on Discord, so I do really appreciate it. So, out of respect for their privacy, I'm going to copy and paste this comment into our DMs and then delete the comments before this video is published. That way, their online privacy is being protected. But feedback from Mib, positive. Like how we shortened my name to Mib, that's another variation for the records. I love how much you communicate with your community, how open you are about what is happening in feedback, how you support other creators by watching music covers, analysis, etc. You take requests and deliver. You give every character a chance in games like Love and Deepspace, diving into all their characters and giving content to all the fans. Yeah. Right, so that's one thing I've always prided myself on, is the fact that I listen to the people. If you tell me something, I will listen to it. And even if I don't necessarily agree with you, I won't argue it back in an aggressive way. I'll be like, okay, I understand where you're coming from, but this is what I think and this is why. Because I think we are in a world now, there's too much drama, there's too much toxicity, and there's too many arguments. So if I'm going to politely suggest something alternative or explain why I think differently, I'm going to do it in a calm and professional manner. And, you know, when I give every character a chance, like for example, I did not think anything of Xavier when I first met him, and then he made me cry on his bloody birthday. Like, it just goes to show that if you give something a chance, 95% of the time it will pay off. You never seek drama. Your only drama is taking a stand for what is right. You never start it. Benefits of being a small content creator, baby. No, but in all seriousness, I hate drama. It's the worst. And I hate that we're in a society where drama content racks up views. Because I really do feel like, as a content creator, you attract the audience that you manifest, right? So say, for example, okay, let me think of an example. Let's say that you have content creator A and content creator B. Creator A makes playthroughs, reactions, and is a little bit silly. Then you got creator B, who creates more analytical videos, but they lead more towards drama. 9 times out of 10, creator B is going to perform better than creator A. But creator A will have a more healthy and thriving community versus B, who is going to have more of a toxic, argumentative, and honestly sometimes very frightening community. And I will admit, I don't want to say I don't enjoy drama, because I would be lying if I said I don't sometimes get amusement reading some comments on certain videos, especially on topics like the online safety app. But I like it for the reason that I do enjoy understanding what other people are thinking, because the whole world does not revolve around me. There are like millions of other people on this planet, and I'm just one small person. So the way that I hear something and interpret it will be completely different to someone else. And I think, again, this is a part of the beauty of being a content creator, is that you get to meet so many people from different backgrounds who will have different ways of life and different ways of thinking that you wouldn't even think that normally. And, you know, I really am lucky when it comes to me and my husband. We are the definition of a non-drama family. There's never any drama going on. If there is, it's something outside of our control. And we just want to have a nice, easy life and enjoy what we do. And that's what we're doing. But I do want to say, ever since when I was temporarily making drama videos, the channel was performing better. And that could be a very big reason as to why the channel looks like it's dropping so much, because I was understanding that toxicity was coming in. And that's not healthy for you guys either. Like, again, I will make a comment when I feel like it's needed, but it's only going to be about things in my particular niche. So, for example, touch wood this doesn't happen, but let's say, for example, Love and Deepspace pull out a myth and it does not hit expectations, and a lot of the community is kicking up a fuss about it. That sort of thing I will make a comment on / a video on, because I feel like as a, you know, a content creator, our voices need to be heard. But I won't do it if we're talking about something that has absolutely, you know, no problem. So yeah, that's my opinion on the whole drama comment there. But I am glad that it's acknowledged that I don't start it. I love when you pause a romance story to compare it to your own love life. I love the little stories of you and your husband. Your husband, yes. Found you when you were just discovering Love and Deepspace, and it was you stopping to talk about Zayn's shaving scene, about how much he trusts you to do that made me want to subscribe. Oh my god, that video feels like it was like 4 years ago. How men don't usually get flowers in their lives, and how sweet it was that MC brought them to Silas. You don't just fangirl, you can really dive into the sweet little detail, or the little sweet details. Those kind of character analysis and stories is what makes me love your channel. Love that you feel like a caring friend to your audience, down to earth and not out of reach. And to me, that is because you are, well, you. Just a good person and not afraid to hide it. Unfortunately, I do wear my heart on my sleeve, and it is a very hit and miss. Some people will react to me and think, oh, no. But then some people go, yeah, I vibe with this. And that's okay. I'm not expecting everybody who watches my videos to, you know, enjoy what I do. But I will say, with a passion, that I do really care about this channel, and what you see on camera is, you know, very realistically what you get. Computer, stop being stupid. I really do get passionate, especially with Love and Deepspace, because I'm usually the type of person, I tend to not notice details, or I forget little things, right? And when I say that, okay, I mean, try to figure the best way to explain this. This is going to be pretty much completely unedited, by the way, outside. Unless I'm pausing and I'm thinking for like 2 minutes straight, I'm not going to edit this out, because this is just, again, pure mim response here. When it comes to Love and Deepspace in particular, I feel like that's the game that I can analyze the best, because I think that's most catered to my own personal experience and skills. Now, whether that were to be different, if, say, for example, there was another game like Love and Deepspace, but it was female love interest instead, would I potentially be as good as that? I'm going to be honest, probably not, because women are a lot more complicated to me than men. I can understand men a lot better than women, because 95% of the time I don't even understand my bloody self. But I am glad that people are enjoying the Love and Deepspace content, and that the little times I do pause and give like a little, you know, story which kind of adds on to the point I'm trying to make. I do really like that people are enjoying that, because I do protect my privacy to a degree. But at the same time, I do feel like me telling you these little stories about me and Cade and things like that, it really does remind you I'm a real person just like you. I'm no different than any of you guys. I'm the same, you know, species, and the only thing that's different about us is our background, our upbringing, and our morals, really. And obviously things like appearance, but those are all petty things in my personal opinion. Like, I see so many people, bless them, I see so many people posting in the family album, and I think every single person who posted a video is absolutely stunning, and I love seeing who is behind the screen. But then you've also got people who want to keep themselves private, and I completely respect that. So I am really glad that, you know, I don't just scream and fangirl. Well, granted, if it's like, you know, sharing bliss, that might be a different story. But I do like that, you know, you are enjoying the analysis, and obviously me reacting to other content creators. I just think Love and Deepspace has got such big potential, but I don't really see many on the content creator side. So I do like doing these reactions to help shout everyone else out. I think we're in a world that we should help each other, not be competition. But this is the bit I'm a bit worried about, because I'm seeing the concerns and criticism. It's quite long, so I'm gonna break this down. So again, I'm gonna edit it in so you can read the comment as I read it. But don't be afraid to rest. We all care about your health, and the internet can be exhausting. If you need to take a break, take a break. You don't owe us an explanation, you deserve it. Go spend time with your husband, get out of your mind. Please take care of yourself, but hey, I don't know, you personally may be working more is what works for you. I just hope you know that this community would not be mad if you ever need a break, and anyone who would be is not worth it. Yeah, that's my workaholic me kicking in, but I do know in the back of my head that you guys are not going to be mad with me if I'm a couple of days late posting a video. And this is kind of where the early access comes in, because I hate it when people are actively paying for early access and then not getting it. Now, obviously, the only time there's an exception to that is, say, for example, Love and Deepspace trailer is dropped or something along those lines, because we'll be doing the same thing probably for Honkai Star Rail when we eventually catch up to that. But I do know I can take a break. I just actively choose not to, because when I take a break, I feel guilty for taking a break, knowing that the early access members are not getting their early access. So at the moment, I can kind of talk about this a bit more now, but now that we're coming up to the end of October, my plan is to have a bit of a rest this weekend, because obviously I've got quite a bit going on. Then working on slowly but surely getting early access up for November, some videos being as far as a week in advance. And that was one of the big reasons that I brought down the prices on the membership program, so you can now get early access from 99p. And the reason I done that was because I wanted to motivate people to join the membership program if they wish to, but making sure that they are getting fruits for their spoils. And I do really need to start working on getting ahead. So that is something I am working on in the background. I have been a bit hush-hush about this because I didn't know which videos I was going to prioritize going on early access. A lot of it was going to be kind of dependent on how successful Withering Waves was and things like that. Obviously, we recently finished playing the demo Spell Candle. That's now been fully funded. So I'm going to be getting a few goodies, which I'm probably going to be putting in the background, because I really do see, you know, a lot of potential for that game. But also the fact that I want to support more developers. Like, you know, we've played Kawi's dating sims for Caleb and Silas. She's going to be releasing her next one soon. Obviously, I have already played it and reacted to it, but I can't release the videos until that game is available to the public. So as soon as it is available, you can bet you that those videos will be coming up. But yeah, and then obviously other games like Baldur's Gate 3 has been very on and off, and I do need to start being a lot more consistent with the games I'm playing. So that is, again, something that I am working on very much behind the scenes, and all I can do is apologize if you are a member and you don't feel like you've been getting your early access. Carrying on with the concerns and criticism, personally, I wouldn't mind seeing more combat or exploration in Baldur's Gate 3. I was very excited when you started Baldur's Gate 3, but personally I feel like the series got a bit gypped. I'm used to Baldur's Gate 3 videos being like 2 hours long, character creation in one episode, starting with Tav, reading all the classes and races, trying to figure out combat. I'm gonna have to highlight this because I keep losing where I am. I loved you watching out. You could use your familiar to fit through a hole. But I would also love to see if you ever figured out a way to use Gale that works for you. Every time I try using him, he misses, so that's still a work in progress. Or what went wrong in the first place. It also feels like you really focus on the dating more than other parts. Yeah. Yeah, I felt this was going to be coming, and honestly, after I recorded that video, I did regret my choice, but I'll talk about that in a minute. I love the romance in the game, but it is a small part of the game as a whole. When quests like Nier get thrown out because you had to go give a story in a book right there and then, it feels like the game is getting treated like it is only a dating sim, which I think is unfortunate. I sometimes feel like I sometimes feel like you started just to bang a story in, and personally I was hoping and not expecting that to be the case. I thought you would like him, I was excited for you to meet all the companions, but I think it is a shame that the other parts of the game seem to suffer because of it. Might be just something to keep in mind when you play games where romance is not the core feature of the game. Honestly, that is a very fair point. And with the whole Nier situation, I edited out about 20 minutes of me being straight-faced, trying to figure out how to do it. Because we're going to admit to a very big fault here, I am very impatient. I've never played Baldur's Gate 3 before prior to starting this particular playthrough, and obviously with me starting as a Dark Urge, at the beginning, I obviously wanted to go out of my comfort zone. Baldur's Gate 3 is a game very out of my comfort zone, especially because of the length of the game. But like, I've played very basic D&D before, but with the character creation, I did not really feel confident in the character that I was creating. And when I'm focusing on something, I tend to go very straight-faced. I don't talk. I'm just fully focused on what I'm doing. And I didn't really want to leave that into the video, because the way that I'd interpret it was, if I was a viewer, I wouldn't want to be watching somebody being straight-faced, staring at the screen for God knows how long. But I do plan to do multiple playthroughs of Baldur's Gate 3, so I want to give that disclaimer now. If I've done something that you've not liked in this current playthrough, such as, you know, throwing out Nier, which again, I will talk about in a minute, that is going to change on the next playthrough, because I'll be a lot more knowledgeable going into this next one. And the problem is, I'm not a smart cookie. I'm going to be completely upfront. Like, the amount of time it took me to figure out that I could use my familiar to go through a hole, I get very frustrated with puzzles. I get it all the time when I'm playing games like Honkai Star Rail and Genshin. I get very frustrated with puzzles. If I can't figure it out, I feel like a dumbass, and then I spiral. So this is a very big, fault of mine, and again, I am completely open to suggestions here / feedback. But, like, for example, when I was trying to figure out how to move the boulder, I was thinking, okay, well, can I destroy the boulder? No. Can I move it? No. So what the fuck do I do then? And I was beginning to get very frustrated, but I don't want to keep cheating. And when I say keep cheating, I will admit sometimes I have had to look up a guide to help me get through a certain area, because I just get very stuck, and I don't want to leave in shit tons of time where I'm just sat there staring at the screen trying to figure out what's going on. And again, I did not realize that people enjoyed watching me trying to figure out puzzles, because again, this is something I could try and do and start commentating a bit more, being like, well, I've done this, so why has this not worked, or whatever. Obviously, I knew the characters were going to be romanticized. Like, I played Dragon Age Origins, and I had the same problem when I played that game, because I was going full-blown for romancing Alistar, and I accidentally let, I forget what the village was called now, but I didn't save the first village, and the whole village got destroyed. And I genuinely really regretted that choice. So after I finished my first playthrough, I went back and actually saved them, and it turned out to make the game a million times better. So I'm really glad that this feedback is being brought to my attention, because I didn't start the game just to bang a star, and I want to get that disclaimer, but I can understand why people may feel that way. And again, I am sorry if that's how people are feeling about it, because truthfully, that was not even my original intention. Like, first, before I met the star, and I was going to go for Gale, then Gale started being absolutely shite on my team. This could be me building him wrong, granted. So Gale fans, please do not come attack me. But I'm not smart. It takes me very long to figure things out, and if I was sat there, save recording, with trying to figure out all these puzzles by myself, I would be recording 4 to 5 hours per episode. And my computer, bless its cotton heart, it is trying its best to keep up with the game, plus recording it. So I only record my Baldur's Gate 3 sessions in 1 hour sessions each. That way the computer's not getting overloaded with the recording. But a lot of that time, I'm just staring at the screen trying to figure something out. Like, for example, with the hag, I didn't save that girl. And I regret that so much because I wanted to save her. I just could not figure out how. And this is where I get really frustrated sometimes. Sometimes I go, oh, is it really going to be that much of a deal? And then I just leave it. I did not realise that Nier was going to be that big of a deal. And I did kind of joke it up. I've been like, oh my god, I'm going to name my file We Didn't Save Nier. Because I didn't realise that if I went to camp and slept, it would kill him off. And again, completely hands up. And that is something I will be definitely making sure that I don't do in the next playthrough. But I really want, again, I want to emphasize I'm not getting defensive and trying to say that your opinion is invalid. If anything, I'm actually agreeing with you. But yeah, if we want to make the Baldur's Gate 3 episodes a lot longer, I just don't want to compromise people's attention to it. Like, I find if a video is way too long, I get a bit overwhelmed at the thought of watching it. I put it off, and then I'll never watch it. But if we do want the videos to start being more 1 hour, 30 minutes long, or even 2 hours, obviously, it might mean the videos take longer to come out, but you would get more content in that episode. So we can always look at doing that, you know, if that's a collective thing that we all want to do. The final thoughts that this individual put said, obviously, these are just my opinions, and please don't do anything you don't want to. Even my Baldur's Gate 3 complaint is not a big deal, and I'm obviously not your only watcher. If you don't want to make any changes to that series, that is perfectly fine. Most of all, make sure you do what you find fun. Honestly, your channel is delightful because you are a wonderful, affectionate, and beautiful woman. Oh, you're more prettier than me. You care, you are funny and full of love. Also, Loki and your hubby are always a delight. Your followers clearly adore you. Your birthday video is all the proof that you need. Yeah, the birthday video definitely got me emotional. Thank you, Mib. I really hope none of the negatives get to you and the positives stay with you. Have confidence. You are a blast. And here's the X. Also, the fact that you are willing to blur out names is another positive. Love that. Well, yeah, of course. I respect privacy. And, you know, like, I just want to make people comfortable. I want to make people feel like they can talk to me. Like, I've even said, if you want to DM me your feedback, feel free. Because I know that not everybody's going to want to do that. So, we got 2 more comments after this one. But that was a lot to unpack, especially in relation to Baldur's Gate 3. So over the next couple of days, I am going to sit down and review the Baldur's Gate 3 content, because I do have an episode that I have recorded, but I've not edited yet, because just simply, again, was going to take me too long. I've not had the time recently, but I don't know if there's going to be enough to make it into one episode. So I will take that feedback on, and, you know, maybe we can do that. Like, for example, the fight with Lae'zel and, you know, the other Githyanki. That took me nearly 4 attempts to complete. And I think that was just simply because I was trying to beat it too early, which, again, hands up for me. But a part of me does want to restart the whole run and do a few things differently. But at the same time, I'm thinking, well, it's my own decisions. So would it not make more sense for me to stick to that playthrough, see it through to the end, and then go from there? Because I have been warned that Astarion's going to have a decision later on in the game that is very controversial in the Baldur's Gate 3 community. And, you know, I don't want to just romance Astarion. I'd love to see what the relationship gets like with the others. I'm pretty sure most of the other characters are able to be romanced. Couldn't think of the word then. Like, I do want to learn more about Gale. Halsin's definitely taken my interest quite a bit. And I actually want to learn a lot more about Lae'zel, because she's so different compared to everybody else. Then you got Shadowheart with the Githyanki artifact as well. And I want to see where the story takes us. And I want to see, after I've played it for the first time, playing as a Dark Urge for the first time, playing it normally and being like, oh wait, this is what normal felt like? Granted, that may make the playthrough a little bit boring, so we will make that decision when we start coming up to the end of this first playthrough. But I do really want to make Baldur's Gate 3 a bigger part of the channel. The game obviously got Game of the Year for good reason. I want it to be its best. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say there, but thank you again for the feedback. And If you, by the time you see this video, you'll probably see I've put your comment in the DMs. That's just to protect your privacy, my love. So don't panic. I'm not being horrible. I just want to make sure that if anyone does join the Discord server kind of off this video, they're not going to obviously see your name, my love. So there you go. Then you got a quick simple comment from Ishq Heart, basically saying, honestly Mim, I love your videos, and if there was a way to like them more than once, I would. So cute. Oh. Okay, now, so the name in the Discord server comes up as Dawnbreaker because they were pranking me. But this is from my beloved Ali. Now, Ali is basically my Discord mommy. She is part of the Council of Idiots, and I love her to pieces. What feedback can I give? Zane licking an ice cream lolly with love hearts emoji. Yes, if you join our Discord server, you do get love and Deepspace emojis. Just saying. I've known you since February this year and love your videos from the first second on. You are a gorgeous person, and I'm feeling loved by you as a member of this channel. But now, when I think about it, no bad critic, only a wish. Oh God, I know your channel is growing, and also you do. But sometimes I wish you could be your old self. Wait, hold on, have I changed? For example, I'm someone who watched your videos often from the beginning time. So I think that you were more yourself, more freely, yet you try to be perfect. No, perfect is the wrong description. It seems like you were trying to do justice to everyone, and that's hard. Please try to get a piece of your old self back. It's hard to explain what I mean, but I hope you understand me. Heart, and then another Zane emoji. I think I understand what you mean. I think you're referring to when I first started reacting to Love and Deepspace. I was a bit more relaxed, I guess you could say. Like, I'm still relaxed in my videos, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't catering as much to the community. I was kind of more being me. And honestly, that is actually something, Ali, that I'm in the middle of working on, because I've been beginning to start thinking about videos for 2026. Now, before you all start screaming at me, being, Mim, it's only October, what are you doing? This year is flying, okay? Like, I'm still living like it's back in the beginning of September. It's nearly Christmas, so not only do I have to start thinking about what videos to post over Christmas and potentially get some Christmas ideas, I've also got to start thinking about 2026. Disclaimer, 2026 is very busy for me because I have my wedding anniversary, my 2-year, get this, 2-year wedding anniversary with my husband on the 12th of January. Then I've got my husband's right to work visa renewal because he's married to me as a spouse around February, March time. I've also got my job 6-month probation at the end of January as well, literally the week after I come back from holiday from being, you know, celebrating being 2 years married to the husband. Or is it 2 or is it 3 years? Oh my God, time is an enigma. But I got a lot going on behind the scenes that I do want to pick up. I'm not going to give away too much, but some of the series that I've been considering basically bulk recording ahead of time and then letting go on early access for 2026 is mostly Honkai Impact 3rd and then the Zone Zero. Those are the 2 series that I've been thinking. I have also been thinking of doing like Stardew Valley, but then putting the mods in to make it Love and Deepspace themed, or doing something along those lines. Like, for example, I did a short playthrough of Stardew Valley on stream, and I had 2 chickens, which I called Luke and Kieran, because obviously reference to Solace. But I think there's a few ideas. I do want to do more collabs as well. Like, me and Retro are still trying to plan this Minecraft collab long term, which will be going on my gaming channel, and then obviously he'll be posting his more talented and edited version on Retro's channel. I'm going to try and do more videos with Chi, so I'm going to be playing more 60 seconds, you know, that sort of thing. And I want to do more make your own choice games. Like, we played through Life is Strange, and I uploaded that on the gaming channel, and then I said, oh, I'm going to go back and play the other ending, and then I never did because I just completely forgot. So it's a lot of series I want to kind of go back and catch up on, and I want to play other games. Like, I want to get Me Side finished because, yes, Papa Mim is not letting me live that down. And I also want to play more games like The Witch's House. Like, we played that. I want to play through Mad Father, maybe Eve as well. So I want to open up my horizons a little bit, so to say. But on that note, that is all the comments that I received. Again, so I do apologize for the short notice. And again, if you do have any feedback and you've survived the video this long, you know, let me know in the comments. And if you have any feedback for me / comments following on from this, please feel free to put them in the comments and I will directly reply to you. But I just want to reiterate a couple of things before I end today's video. So first off, I have not taken offense to any of these comments. I really have not. The fact that you've taken the time to comment shows to me that you care about this channel and you want either consistency, you want certain things to stay the same, but I've also seen we want some change. And you know what? That's okay. I need to know this sort of stuff so I can adjust to it. And I do want to do more as a content creator. I want to give more rewards. I want to be in a position maybe one day where, you know, I'm not barely scraping by for a YouTube payment every month and things like that, because YouTube doesn't pay me very much, truth be told. I don't even, what I earn an hour, in fact no, let me think. So approximately I earn about £60 a month from YouTube, which is the minimum. After you take out taxes, that's about 50 to 60 pound, depending on how the month has been. I earn that in less than a day at my current job right now. So we are very, very far off of being able to do that potentially full-time. But I would love to be in a position where even if I never go fully full-time content creation, maybe reduce down my hours slightly. So say maybe I work 4 days a week instead of 5, and you know, things like that. And having that extra day would actually make a lot of difference for me, believe it or not. I want to start live streaming more. Now, obviously, Twitch is a bit of a question mark at the moment because Twitch is going down. What's the best way to word this? Twitch is becoming shit. There's no nice way to say it. It is going downhill. And I have been advised that I obviously can stream on YouTube, but I'm not sure how that can potentially impact the channel. So I'm not sure whether it'd be best to put that on the Mimberly channel, which, you know, I'm still doing some research into that, and plus the fact the streaming service is completely different, so I'd have to figure all that out as well. But I want to live stream some more. I want to interact with the community more, and just honestly I want to be able to build more of a community with you guys. Like, I know a lot of you are lurkers, and that is completely okay. At the end of the day, I'm here to provide entertainment for you, and as long as I'm doing that, I'm doing my job right. If you don't like me, or you don't like my content, or you like certain parts of my content but you don't like others, that is completely okay. At the end of the day, the fact that you're choosing to spend your free time watching goofy old me is more than I can say, and I really do appreciate everything that this channel has done for me, because it's not just, you know, changed my life with regards to, you know, being officially collaborated with Infold, you know, the company who make Love and Deepspace, but also, you know, doing YouTube has really improved my confidence. You know, I wouldn't have got that there, which is being coloured on Sunday, if I didn't believe in the channel's future. And, you know, I've just made some amazing friends through the internet, and I really cannot be grateful enough. So this is going to take me ages to edit, so I'm going to leave this here. But yeah, thank you again for just being who you are. By the time I probably get this edited, it's either going to be Friday or Saturday. So I will follow up with the Withering Waves and Honkai Star Rail videos shortly, and you should be getting a Silas request that you guys have been asking me for a while, as well as a Zane Tender moment this weekend, just to sprinkle and spice up the channel a little bit. But thank you again so much for watching, and I hope you stick around for what I've got coming, not just for the rest of this year, but also for 2026. Take care, guys. Bye.